मेरा नाम शनाज है, मेरी 12 साल उम्र है, मैं पट्टे की गुलामी में पैदा हुई हूँ।
My name is Shanaz, and I'm 12 years old. I was born a slave in a brick village. Now we're free from the slavery, but I don't feel free myself. I cannot do what I want to do, and I feel as if I'm still a slave. I often dream about bricks, because everything here is bricks. The whole of our lives are bricks. If I hear rain when I wake up, I'm happy. Then I can sleep for another hour until 5:30, and I don't need to get up and make bricks. If we work when it rains, the bricks are spoilt and we don't get paid.
शनाज उठ बच्चे उठ शाबाश उठो उठो लेट होगा सूरज चढ़ पे उठो आज आप उठो उठो अखा ना मरी जाओ उठो सलाम
Our slavery started when Grandfather was young. He took a loan from the brick kiln owner. We call it peshki. Grandfather needed the money when my aunt was getting married. Grandfather was cheated because he couldn't read. He signed with his fingerprint that he had received the money, but the munshi, the owner's middleman at the brick kiln, wrote that Grandfather received 500 rupees, but he only got 200. This is the common way of making our debt so big that we can never pay it back. Grandfather's debt only grew and grew. He was sold to another brick kiln owner. We'd been at 3 brick kilns since I was born. When Grandfather and Grandmother became ill, my father had to borrow even more money for medicines. I remember when I was small, I once asked my father to buy shoes for me. He told me that he was so indebted to the owner that he couldn't even sleep. I didn't get any shoes, and it was then I learned that we were bonded slaves. It became even worse when my father was ill for half a year. My mother had to work whole days without us receiving any money from the owner. She was forced to sell all our pots and pans so that we could survive. The owner was so cruel then. I was born a slave daughter. My mother worked the whole day and gave birth to me in the evening. 5 days later, she had to start work again. From that day on, I was always in the brick field. I wanted to play and didn't understand why all the children always worked. But it was the owner who forced the whole family to work. Otherwise, he threatened us. The owner didn't allow us children to attend school, and my big brothers already worked every day from morning until night.
दूध ले आइए उधर दूध
I started to work when I was 5 years old. The work was so heavy, but we were all scared of the owner and his men. I often cried while I worked, when I thought about how our lives were. I was never happy, and I never had hope of ever becoming happy. Our lives were only bricks. My father had signed a paper saying that our family would make 2,000 bricks every day. If we didn't manage that, the munchie would come and beat us. When I saw children who went to school, I told my father that I also wanted to go. But he said there was no place for me and that we were too poor. I felt as if I would be a slave all my life. But one day, a rumour started in the brick village about a law that would free us from our debt. The law forbade bonded labour at the brick kilns, but when we showed our freedom letters which we had received from the Bonded Labour Liberation Front, BLLF, our owner first refused to accept that we were free. When I and my best friends, Amina and Yasmin, heard that BLLF had asked if our parents wanted to start a school, yes, then we began to hope. First our father said, no, we can't afford to. Then they agreed to let us attend school in the evenings for a few months. Now it's enough, my father said then. But after Isan, the BLLF leader, had talked with our parents, we started going to school during the day. In the beginning, the owner said that we could not go to school, but had to work. Now, though, he has given up. The school's name is Our Own School, but is sometimes called the School Without a Cane, because here the teacher cannot hit us children. All the parents must pay a school fee. The rest of the money comes from the BLLF and from children abroad. Not all the children in our brick field have been allowed to start school. Some families cannot manage without their children working. Amanat and his younger brother Rakib started school, but now they've had to leave.
मैं मास्टर बनना चाहता था ते स्कूल मैं नहीं बन सकिया ਅਸੀਂ ਸਕੂਲ ਘਰ ਦੀ ਮਜਬੂਰੀ ਤੇ ਛੱਡਿਆ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਸਕੂਲ ਛੱਡਣ ਤਕਰੀਬਨ ਸਾਲ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਤੇ ਸਕੂਲ ਛੱਡ ਕੇ ਮਹਿਸੂਸ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਨਾ ਖਰਾਬ ਹੀ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਘਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਬੈਗ ਸੋਚਣਾ ਵੀ ਦੋ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬੜੀ ਉਦਾਸੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਸਕੂਲ ਕਿਉਂ ਛੱਡਿਆ ਵੀ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬੜੀ ਉਦਾਸੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ
It's better at our brick kiln now, but many owners around here are still cruel. They can still take peshki because people are so scared. Little Yasmin and her family have moved to our brick village from a horrible owner who's called Malik Yangi. With him, all children must work from morning until night, and if the family can't manage to make as many bricks per day as they promised, they get beaten. Everyone in Yasmin's family has lots of scars on their backs.
ਕੀ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਹੋ?
Malik's men come here and threaten to take Yasmin and her sisters and brothers if the family does not come back and work.
ਸਾਥੋਂ ਮੰਗਦੇ ਨੇ ਜੀ ਪਿਛਲੀ ਪੇਸ਼ ਸਾਥੋਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਮਾਈ ਬਾਪ ਕੋਲ ਬੱਚੇ ਖੋਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਪਿਛਲੀ ਪੇਸ਼ ਕੀ ਮੰਗਦੇ ਨੇ ਥਾਣੇ ਕੋਲ ਬੱਚੇ ਖੋ ਕੇ ਥਾਣੇ ਕਟਾਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਜੀ ਹੋਰ ਕੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਥਾਣੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਕਟਾ ਕੇ ਤੇ ਮਰਵਾਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਪਿਛਲੀ ਪੇਸ਼ ਕੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਮੰਗਦੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਰਾਤ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਚੁੱਕਣ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਚੁੱਕਦਾ ਸਰ ਜੀ ਸੋਟੀਆਂ ਮਰਵਾਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਸੋਟੀਆਂ ਕੋਲ ਕੱਪੜੇ ਲਾ ਕੇ ਸੋਟੀਆਂ ਮਰਵਾਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਜੀ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੱਸਦੇ ਨੇ ਹਲੇ ਹੋਇਆ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਹਲੇ ਛੋਟੇ ਸਨ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਅਗਲਾ ਸੁਣ ਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਦੇ ਪਏ ਜੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਫੜ ਕੇ ਮਰਵਾਵਾਂਗੇ ਮਾਰ ਛੱਡਾਂਗੇ ਤੇ ਪਿਛਲੀ ਪੇਸ਼ਕੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੇਣੀ ਡਰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ ਬਾਜੀ ਕਿ ਕਿਤੇ ਚੁੱਕ ਨਾ ਜਾਵੇ ਤੇ ਕਿਤੇ ਵੇਚ ਨਾ ਦੇਵੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਫਿਰ ਭੈਣਾਂ ਭਰਾ ਵਿਛੜ ਜਾਵਾਂਗੇ ਕਿਤੇ ਵੇਚ ਨਾ ਦੇਵੇ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਡਰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਵੀਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਚੁੱਕ ਲਗਾਇਆ ਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਮੇਰਾ ਮਾਈ ਬਾਪ ਰੋਂਦਾ ਪਿਆ ਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਚੁੱਕ ਕੇ ਤੇ ਵੇਚ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਨੇ ਨਾ ਬੜਾ ਆਇਆ
Malik Yanghir threatens to accuse Yasmin's father with false allegations of rape if the family doesn't return. And there's no point going to the police here in Manga, as they always collaborate with the owners because they receive payment from them. Many poor brick kiln labourers have been put in prison by the police because the owner has made up that they have committed offences. Many owners are cruel. Recently, a man was burnt here in the neighborhood, and Malik's people dragged a woman by rope behind a car. Before that, they had done bad things with her. The owners often do bad things with the workers' women and us daughters. Malik and other owners have their own prisons, and at Malik's, people who protest get chained in the nostrils and burnt with a red-hot iron. Another punishment is to pour boiling hot oil down the workers' backs and feet, and it has happened that workers have disappeared in the oven. Rashid's father has tuberculosis and hardly has any strength to work. Even at our brick kiln, it still happens that the munshi does bad things, and recently he treated Rashid's mother badly.
बाजी परेशानी ये हुंदी सी मेरा बहु बीमार है ते मेरी अम्मी कल्ली इट्टा पांदी क्योंकि कैसल इट्टा पानी वेख के परेशानी आंदी सी कैसल परेशानी आई सो ओदो मेरा जीवन कुछ हुंदा सी भी मैं तो स्कूल छुट्टी है बाजी किदा मेरा बहु बीमार रहंदा ओदो मैनू बड़ी परेशानी हुंदी सी भी मेरी अम्मी कल्ली काम करदे हो थक जांदी ते किदे सुबह ओदा मुंशी डांटदा रहिंदा सी भी तुसीं इट्टां नहीं सही पांदे ये सा डांट के चला जांदा सी
ये किस तरह ईंट बना रहा है? तेरे को ईंट नहीं बनती सही?
भाईजान मेरा बंदा बीमार है, मेरे को मिट्टी नहीं बनती।
तो फिर तुम इंज करो, पर्ची कटवा लो और दफा हो जाओ।
खत्म
करो
बच्चे ने
खत्म करो
किधर जाइए? निके निके बच्चे ने कहां जाए?
एक दिन पिड़ा स्कूल तो मैं आया तो मेरी अम्मी दी टट्टियां पियां सारे इर्द गिर्द कट्ठे होए सी मैनू बड़ी बेइज्जती महसूस हुई ते फिर शनाद अबू ने कहा तुसी वक्रे मलक जंगीर बने फिर दफा इत्थों इस तरह फिर बाबा गालां कड्डियां सारे हड़ताल करदे वे कम्म करना फिर मुंशी ने मिन्नतां करा के कम्म फिर चलाया
I was so proud that my father dared protest when the munshi behaved badly. That was proof that we were now free and no longer frightened. Sometimes we have a school festival, together with children from other brick villages where the families are now free and the children go to school. All schools are called our own school.
मेरा नाम शहनाज वेद है। मैं अपना प्राइमरी स्कूल जमालावाड़े में पढ़ती हूँ जो कि मुल्तान रोड पर वाक़या है। मेरे साथियों और मेरे साथ मिलकर ये अहद करो कि हम इल्म हासिल करेंगे और अपने कायद का नाम हमेशा रोशन रखेंगे।
3 big brothers. When I was 6 years old, my mother was expecting another baby. I hoped it would be a sister so I wouldn't have to do everything myself. But it was my little brother Imran. I can only rest at night, and that's why I'm so happy when it rains and I don't have to make breakfast so early. In the mornings, I have so much to do. It feels like a punishment. I do the same things as when I was a slave, except that I go to school now. If I want to go to school in time, but have work left at home, I must first finish off the work. Amina, Yasmin and I have finished the first 5 classes in 3 years. When I started, my mother and father thought it was enough that I had finished 5th class and could read the Bible. It's the same for Amina and Yasmin, but of course Yasmin's parents want her to read the Quran. But we want to continue to study. There's one thing that worries me more than anything else. That's when my parents talk about me getting married. My aunt always says that girls become bad if they go to school. She says that those girls cannot be controlled and that she herself got her 3 girls married off young. A year ago, my uncle came to ask my father if he wanted to marry me off to his son. Here it's thought better that cousins get married. Sometimes my parents agree with my aunt, but I've been stubborn and then they change their minds. Now I stop my father if he starts talking about weddings. Yesterday, after we'd been singing, dancing and wedding songs with some strangers, people in the village said that we were bad girls. My mother and father scolded me long into the night, and today they've forbidden me to go to school. When she's tired, my mother says that it's the books which are distorting my mind and that I must help them more in the brick field. Deep down, I know that she usually changes her mind, but I'm still worried.
की मुसीबत है किताब फड़ के पढ़ रही है तेन कोई पता नहीं बाहर की बनता है तू घर मैडम बनी बैठी है कि नौकरी मिलनी कि कोई दफ्तर वाले को देंगे सामने आप करोगे बिला पे वर्त लगे चलिए बच्ची है तू तो
शनाज कपड़े धोने तैयार है चला कपड़े धोने चलिए
खलोया मैं रोटियां पका लेने चलने फिर आज स्कूल नहीं से काम खत्म हो गया चलिए बाबा कौन है
When I'm together with Amina or Yasmin, we talk about things that we cannot talk about with others. We help each other, and if one of us has problems with their parents, we go together to her home.
स्कूल क्यों नहीं करते
ਕੰਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਾਥੋਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ
कोई गल नहीं काम करके स्कूल चले
ਜੇ ਤਾਂ ਕੰਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਗੋਡੇ ਗਿੱਟੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਪੀੜ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਪੜਨ ਤੇ ਘਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੱਗੀ ਰਹਿੰਦੀ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਹੀ ਕਰਾਂ ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਵੇਖੀਏ ਕਿਤਾਬਾਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਵੇਖੀਏ ਪੜਨਾ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਇਹ ਕਰਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਕੁਝ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪੈਂਦੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੈਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਪੜਨਾ ਹੀ ਸਕੂਲ
मासी कोई गल तुसी माफ कर देगी तो मैं इंतकाब तुसी स्कूल कर ले
ਮਾਂ ਫੇ ਪੁੱਛ ਕੇ ਖਰਾਬ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕਰਦੀ ਕਾਰੋਬਾਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਥੱਕੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਮਗਰ ਪਾਣੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੈ ਜਾਣਾ ਰੋਟੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੈ ਜਾਣੀ ਘਰ ਕਿਤਾਬ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਕੇ ਬਹਿ ਰਹਿੰਦੀ
हम करेंगे काम कोई गल नहीं तुसी स्कूल कर ले
ਅੱਛਾ ਜੋ ਫਿਰ ਸੁਬਾਹ ਕਰ ਲਾਂਗੇ ਅੱਜ ਨੂੰ ਹੁਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜੋ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ
मेहरबानी होगी
When my father's family hear that he lets me speak at school meetings, they say, "Do you want to make a leader out of her?" We three friends dream about a life other than this one.
मैं चाहनी साडी अपनी जगह होवे ਸਾਡੇ ਕੱਚੇ ਮਕਾਨ ਹੋਣ ਪੱਕੇ ਮਕਾਨ ਹੋਣ ਮੈਂ ਕੱਚੇ ਘਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਘਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਚੀਜ਼ ਮੌਜੂਦ ਹੋਵੇ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਉਦੋਂ ਹੀ ਆਉਣਗੀਆਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਲੀਮ ਹਾਸਲ ਕਰ ਲਾਂਗੀ ਮੈਂ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਜਲਦੀ ਤਾਲੀਮ ਹਾਸਲ ਕਰਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਲੀਡਰ ਬਣਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਲੀਡਰ ਬਣਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੀ ਮੈਂ ਪੈਸੇ ਲਵਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਲੀਡਰ ਬਣ ਕੇ ਆਪਦੇ ਜਦ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਜ਼ਾਦ ਕਰਾਵਾਂਗੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਮਦਦ ਕਰਾਂਗੀ ਮੇਰਾ ख्वाब है कोई
मैं फिल्म दी हीरोइन बनना चाहनी है लेकिन ये मेरा ख्वाब पूरा नहीं हो सकता इस करके हुण मैं वकील बनना चाहनी हाँ ते मेरे तरह ਜਿਹੜੇ ਗਰੀਬ ਲੋਕ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਜ਼ਾਦੀ ਤੋਂ ਗੁਲਾਮੀ ਤੋਂ ਆਜ਼ਾਦ ਕਰਵਾ ਸਕਾਂ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਹੱਕ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦਿਲਵਾ ਸਕਾਂ
मेरा ख्वाब है कि मैं डॉक्टर बना ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੇ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਗਰੀਬਾਂ ਕੋਲੋਂ ਪੈਸੇ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਪੈਸੇ ਦਿਓ ਫਿਰ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਇਲਾਜ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਭਾਵੇਂ ਗਰੀਬ ਮਰਦੇ ਰਹਿਣ ਮੈਂ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਹੀ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਣਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੀ ਮੈਂ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਬਣਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਗਰੀਬਾਂ ਦੀ ਮਦਦ ਕਰਾਂ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਅੱਛੇ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਦਵਾਈ ਦੇਵਾਂ
I like to go to weddings and other parties, as long as it's not me who's getting married off. Tonight there's a party in the village, and both my father and my younger brother and I shall be on stage. We never had the chance or time to do these things when we were slaves. Not even if there was a wedding were we allowed to leave the brick field, unless we had finished the 2,000 bricks my father had signed we would make every day. I'm not allowed to make myself look beautiful outdoors, because then they all think I'm a bad girl. When I was small and was at a wedding, my cousin painted lipstick on my lips. My big brother asked what I had done, and I felt so ashamed. Since then, I've never used lipstick. When I think of my future, I know that my parents won't keep me at home for so much longer. Then I feel as if something that is mine will be taken away from me. My freedom will be given to someone else.
तो मैंने इस तरह महसूस होता है कि जिस तरह ना मेरी अपनी चीज़ किसी ने भी तो खो के किसी ने दे दी थी, मसलन जिस तरह आज़ादी, मेरी अपनी आज़ादी किसी ने दे दी थी.
तो पानिया भरन कैसे आई, मैं तो पानिया भरन कैसे आई,
पीछा
मैं तो पानिया भरन कैसे आई, मैं तो पानिया भरन कैसे आई, डगर चलत मोरी बंगरी मारोड़े, डगर चलत मोरी बंगरी मारोड़े, कहने को लाज न आई, कहने को लाज न आई, मैं तो पानिया भरन मैं तो पानिया भरन कैसे आई, आगे आगे राम तिलक पीछे लक्ष्मण भाई, आगे आगे राम तिलक आगे आगे राम तिलक लक्ष्मण भाई.